The Denver area has had a ton of new dumpling shops open in the past few years, so I'm gonna help you find the best ones and show you why they stand out. If you live in the area, you probably already know the places that have been here for a while, so I'm gonna lean a little more towards the newer ones so that you can try something new. Also, we're talking dumplings here, so I'm inevitably gonna end up in Aurora, and I'll go north of the city for those of us who live up there. From Korean style dumplings to delicious soup dumplings, there's a lot to like on this list, so keep watching to find a new favorite. By the way, I'm Dave and I show you places to eat and things to do in and around Denver, so let's do this. Let's start with one of the best reviewed restaurants anywhere in the Denver metro area and a place that pretty much only serves dumplings. It's Seoul Mandoo. This is the home of the biggest good dumplings anywhere in the Denver area, which is a little ironic because it's by far the smallest restaurant on this list. I think maybe 12 people can eat here at a time, maybe, and that's part of the charm. It's from JW Lee and Seoul Hospitality Group. It's a Korean restaurant group that's behind places like Seoul BBQ, Wing Wok, Mochi Nut, and Koba Korean Barbecue, which kind of stumbled out of the gates late last year. It's like a throwback to the type of simple place I would have gone with my family growing up. It would have cost a lot less back then, but same idea. The move here is to get the giant dumplings, or the Wang Mandu if you want to say king-size dumplings in Korean. Just don't say Wang Mandu. These are something that you just don't have every day. It's a simple, delicious lunch or snack when you're on the east side of town. My personal favorites are the fried shrimp and the kalbi. You can get a combo so you can try them all. Let's go from the smallest place and simplest menu to the most extensive menu and most expensive restaurant on this list. It's Nana's Dim Sum and Dumplings. I made a YouTube short about its newest location when it opened in Aurora, and it's quickly become one of the better Asian restaurants anywhere in the Denver area. The new location is surprisingly big and nice inside. It's a full-fledged restaurant, which makes sense for the price because you can spend some money here. They did have some reservation issues with the Denver location right when it opened, but it seems like they've largely worked those out. But still, I'd recommend getting a reservation because it does get very busy here. Like Seoul Mandoo's owners, the owner of this place, Jack Liu, has a ton of restaurant experience, including the juicy seafood. You know that place with the happy crab on the sign. He also owns a few Sapporo Japanese steakhouses in Wyoming. While the pricey truffle dumplings get a lot of attention here because they're a deep black color, they're very eye-catching. I actually think that other things on the menu are a lot better. The truffle dumplings just aren't my thing. I will say that these are not even close to being the most beautiful dumplings in the Denver area, but they might be the best tasting. For some reason, the dumplings have a way of rolling around and being oddly arranged here, so it kind of takes away from the big reveal when you open them up. That being said, this place has a lot of hype, and I think it lives up to it for most people, even though it's pretty expensive. It's a good place to take your friends who say that Denver food has nothing on insert name of big city here. They've also got some really solid non-dumpling items like green beans, Chinese broccoli, and wonton soup. I think all of these are really good, so it's not just a dumpling shop. If you're enjoying this video so far, please give it a like so that the YouTube algorithm will show it to more people. I have a big stretch goal to hit 10,000 subscribers this year, so if you can hit that subscribe button, it'll get me that much closer with just one click or tap, and it costs nothing. Now let's head north to Louisville and one of the newest dumpling restaurants in the area, King Dumpling. This place makes some big handmade dumplings that you can actually get full from. They've been racking up 5-star reviews, so people have been noticing. At a lot of places, you have to eat like a Kobayashi-like haul to feel full off of dumplings. This is not one of those places. These are thick with 2 C's. Inside, it's bigger than Seoul Mandoo, but it's not huge. It's just a simple, casual, laid-back vibe with friendly service. While Nana's is more of a full sit-down restaurant, this is a place where you get a menu, write some numbers on it, and your food comes out super fast. It's pretty much sit-down quality food at quick-serve speeds. The shrimp dumplings were my personal favorite, and they just look really cool. I never order chicken dumplings, but I did for some reason here, and the steamed ones are pretty great. The soup dumplings were a little vinegary for me, but I know that that could be a good thing for some people. So if you are that guy that empties the vinegar thing on your table every time you have dumplings, these are for you, and you can dump even more on top of it because it's your life. This is one of the newest places in this video, and I'm really happy that word is spreading about it. Okay, let's head back to Denver and a place that I mentioned on a recent video. It's Linglon Dumpling House on Colorado Boulevard. Super friendly service in a simple setting with really good food. That's what you get at Linglon. The ambiance here is not going to wow anyone, and the variety of the menu is probably middle of the pack with the other restaurants on this list. There's just something about it that makes it good, and I know that it has a lot of fans locally here in Denver. This is a place that I'm always happy to go to because the food is good, there's rarely ever a crazy wait, and it doesn't come with a lot of hype. Also, you might not think this, but they're really good with kids here. We have a 4-year-old and 1-year-old, and they have made some serious messes while putting down some soup dumplings and noodle soups at Linglon. Of course, we do our best to clean things up as we go, but the staff here just seems pretty happy to see 2 young kids enjoying their food. There's no pretentiousness here. While most of the dishes have a lot of flavor here, they also have more mild, agreeable dishes for a kid's palate that could be a good way to introduce them to something different. Now let's rapid fire some others that are worth a mention, starting with Star Kitchen, which I think most people would agree is still the best dim sum in Denver. Honestly, there aren't a lot of competitors, and many of us have been going here for years, so you gotta mention it. If you're looking for that dim sum, shumai, hargao from a cart experience in Denver, this is the place to go on the weekends. To avoid the wait, go to their website and add yourself to the wait list before you leave, or you can just show up at 1 p.m. Either way, it'll save you about a half hour of waiting. The pork shumai and various shrimp dumplings are my go-tos here. Since it's dim sum, you will get some variance on the temperature of your food because it's on a cart, might take a couple laps before it gets to you. But in general, the dumplings are pretty consistent here because they churn them out on the weekends. I know that a lot of us instinctively order soup dumplings whenever we see them, but I do skip the xiaolong bao here because I think that there are better options now in the Denver area. This next one is controversial, and I'm not calling it a dumpling shop, but Cholan has been making these French onion soup dumplings that have made the restaurant a mainstay of the Denver food scene for over 10 years. And I know that they make other things, but these French onion soup dumplings really stand out on their menu. And if you look on Reddit and you talk to friends, this is a polarizing food item in the Denver area. They're different, not trying to be authentic at all, and a lot of people like them, but a lot of people don't. If you're visiting Denver, this is something that you might not have at home. If you don't like French onion soup, let's be clear here, you're not going to like them. But if you are a little bit on the fence and you're not sure if they're for you, my suggestion would be to come during happy hour because you can get them for a little bit less. I love French onion soup, so I like the way that this kind of confuses my brain to have this kind of soup in this type of vessel. But if you don't like them or you think that Cholan is not what it was 10 years ago, I understand. I go to the downtown location, but I've heard good things about the Sloan's Lake location, and I know that the Central Park one is turning into something new soon, so that'll be something for us to look forward to. I'll rattle off a few more because chances are one is around the corner from you. I haven't made it to a couple of them, so if you have, I'd love your take in the comments. I was once a big fan of Mason's. I put it in a video a few years ago, but that was during a time when getting takeout from Mason's felt like a slice of normalcy during COVID. Lately, it's been more hit or miss. You order from a QR code, and sometimes it feels like you're bothering the staff when you dine in. A lot of people have been having issues with the restaurant closing early or their dumplings falling apart when they start eating them, so when it's good, it's good. When it's not so good, your friends who you recommended it to will think you're crazy. Bryan's Dumpling House was a welcome addition to the suburbs when it opened in Greenwood Village, and I think it serves a purpose for what it is. It's totally a solid dumpling shop for the suburbs, but you can do a lot better in Denver and Aurora. The dumplings here aren't particularly big, sometimes things are sold out, the waits can be pretty long, and the prices are pretty high. They're close to Nana's, but I don't think the food is as good. But if you live near the Tech Center or that Centennial Greenwood Village area, it's still worth checking out, it's just not the best in the area. Now for Yuan Wonton, I was a big fan of their food truck and their chili oil wontons, which were and are still pretty unique in the Denver area. With its super popular food truck roots, I'm confident that the food is good at the brick and mortar location, and maybe you didn't know that they had one. They have a unique schedule and kind of a shared space thing going on. There are a handful of people who would literally be upset if I didn't mention Lao Wang Noodle House, so I'm mentioning this for you guys. If you've been there, you know that a few people who work there do not mess around. It was just not conducive for me getting some video clips with our 2 little kids in tow, but I did want to mention it for the purists out there. I have been meaning to check out Dumpling Kitchen, which very quietly already has 3 locations. I've heard good things, and their prices are reminiscent of a less expensive time in life for all of us. They also have a kids menu, which is super rare for any Asian restaurant. I'm planning to go there soon and make a YouTube short about it with our two kids to test out that kid menu, so subscribe if you want to check that out. If you've been there, I'd love to hear your thoughts. And last, Dylan's Dumpling House just opened as I was planning to make this video, so I didn't make it there yet. If you've been one of their first customers, I'd love to hear how it is. Whether you've been to all of these or none of these, we've got options now in Denver, and that's a good thing for all of us. And if you're looking for more Denver things or you're traveling here soon, here are some videos that YouTube thinks that you'll like. You know that YouTube algorithm is crazy, so chances are there's something good in there. Have fun getting your dumpling on all around the Denver area, and I'll catch you on the next video.